Okay, everybody. Special treat for y'all. I'm out of town this week, so we are coming at you with another video that I'm recording ahead of time. We're scheduling for release on Wednesday, 7 p.m. CST at our normal time. And today, as I mentioned last week, when we were doing our Planeswalker deck with Kiora, this week Splinterfright is something that really appealed to me from Innistrad Remastered. At this point, the entire set's been spoiled. Still, I think this is maybe the downshift or commander that I care most about in the set. Ghoul Tree is cool. I like this one more just because it's kind of an engine as well. I like cards that are engines. So Splinterfright, for those of you who don't know, was a rare in Innistrad, and it's a 3-mana, star, trample, power, and toughness equal number of creatures in your graveyard. Being of your upkeep, you mill 2 cards. So it's kind of a Lurgoyf type effect that just keeps getting bigger and bigger because it feeds itself by milling you 2 cards. So as you can see here, I've already got the commander in here. I've got our lands in here as a kind of just a placeholder. We'll get the non-basics in. But, you know, with any card like this, you know, it's a threat and it's an engine. So it kind of covers a lot of ground. The deck is, the 99 is going to support this card rather than vice versa. There's a lot of decks where, you know, your commander supports your 99 and vice versa. This one is very much in favor of the commander. This is kind of like top down. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to search for cards that have the word graveyard in it. This will pull up cards that mill, cards that cards that, you know, you reveal from the top of your library, you pick a card, put the rest in your graveyard. Cards that care about the graveyard in other capacities. So this kind of is going to be like a catch-all keyword. It's going to pretty much get a lot of the broad strokes out of the way. I've already got everything set to common and mono green. Yeah, so we've already got some good ones. Let's order it by... No, we'll just do it like this. Usually I like to order it by mana value, but I guess it doesn't really make a difference. With this deck in particular, usually I do it because I just like low mana value decks. Ambitious Dragonborn is kind of exactly the kind of card we want here. So it's a 4-mana 0/0. It enters with 1/1 counters on it equal to the greatest power among creatures you control and creatures in your graveyard. So if your Splinterfright is huge, this becomes a carbon copy, basically. If you have something huge in your yard, it will key off of that instead. So it's going to be easy to make this thing big. I think that's a great include here. Kind of setting the tone. This card's like good in a lot of different decks. This is just one example, but it's a really cool card. I think it kind of gets overlooked just because it's like a vanilla creature, but it could be a very, very big above-rate vanilla creature. Ambush Wolf is a great utility creature, but not what we're looking for here. We're just going to look for cards that feed the graveyard right now. Avenging Druid mills a ton, but it's still combat damage. We're not really playing into the Saboteur aspect. Battlefield Scratcher's good. No, don't want that right now, though. Probably not. Beast Hunt, 4 mana is too expensive. Benefaction of Ronus is good. Field top 5, put a creature and an enchantment. So we're playing 3 mana to cantrip into a creature and mill 4 cards. It's not so bad. Oh, Bestial Bloodline is good. Like, these are cards that just make our thing bigger or make other things bigger. If we mill them, we can just get them right on back. That kind of effect is pretty cool. Oh, Bramble Worm, a new one. This is one that is a huge giant creature. This is uncommon in Crimson Vow, but downshifted for Innistrad Remastered. 7 mana, 7/6 for each trample. When it enters, you gain 5 life. You can exile from your graveyard to gain 5 life too. So this is another great card. If we just draw it, you know, we can cast it. If we mill it, we can just gain 5 life off of it. So that's pretty cool. It's thematic. That's what we're in for. Cartographer is interesting. Oh, Circle of the Land Druid. This is a good one. We'll start here. Circle of the Land Druid. This one enters, mills us 4, and then when it dies, we can get a land from our graveyard. Lands are going to be in the graveyard, so when this thing dies, we're going to be able to replace it with a land. But the mill 4 is like really good. State of Wayfinder is a similar kind of effect. Commune with the Gods rather than Benefaction of Ronus is much more in my wheelhouse here. 3 mana is pretty expensive to just cantrip into a creature. 2 mana is more appealing. So I'll probably play... I'll come back to these effects because I want to focus on the creatures first. Crawling Infestation is a great card. I want to have like a creature density that's appropriate, so I'm kind of gonna focus on the majority of the non-creature spells, I think, later. Crawling Infestation is one from Commander Masters. This is a downshift as well from an uncommon. But it's a 3-mana enchantment. at the beginning of your upkeep, you can mill 2 whenever one of our creatures put into your graveyard from anywhere. Once per turn, you make a 1/1 insect. This is great because it just provides fodder, clogs up the board for Splinterfright. You know, we're not going to get hit by like Fleshback Marauders and screwed over by that kind of stuff. Diligent Farmhand's pretty good. It goes to gets us a land, goes to the graveyard, feeds our count. This is the kind of card that I like a lot. Druidic Ritual. So this one, these I will put in, like cards like this. So you mill 3 cards. And then you regrow a creature and you regrow a land. So it's like a divination. This deck's going to be milling a lot, so this is going to be like a green divination. Except it's better because we get to choose the cards that we get. So, and notably with a card like this, it's not just the cards that you mill. It's just anything in your yard. So the 3 cards that you mill don't matter. That's just feeding into what it's doing. Eccentric Farmer, mill 3, get a land. Yeah, that card's good. Creatures that mill are even better because they will not only feed our Splinterfright count, but they will also, like by virtue of being a creature, but it'll feed it by milling. Evolution Witness. Like regrowths in general are really good in a deck like this because we're feeding our graveyard so much, it's just an additional source of card advantage. This card will let us rebuy something out of our yard, and it's a creature to feed Splinterfright should we mill it. And it can be rebought with other things. That's kind of exactly what we want. Far Wanderings, I might come back to that because we're going to be feeding our graveyard a lot. Grapple with the Past, another one like Druidic Ritual, mill 3, and you can rebuy a creature or land. Grapple with the Past. Yeah, these are all cards that I love. This deck occupies like a space that I've kind of like had in the back of my mind for a while, of like a mono green kind of like mill deck. Prior ideas have had like Aranis and Cloakwood Hermit as the commanders. I like this card better because it's an engine, and this was like a huge threat. Although Aranis is awesome and Cloakwood Hermit is one of my favorite cards of the format, so you can go that route too. It's going to play a lot of the same cards. Haunted Fengraf is a good land. Let's put a Haunted Fengraf in here. We'll just get this out of the way now. We'll take out a forest. Okay, moving on. Ordering Recluse. No, nope, nope, nope. Nope. In the Presence of Ages, maybe. Again, we'll come back to that. Crawl Foragers, huge creature, enters the battlefield, gain 1 life for your creature card in your yard. Yeah, that's a synergy. We want that. Again, like, we're not looking to put together, like, the best, most perfect, flawless deck. If I have an opportunity to put on, like, a really cool synergistic card, I'm going to do it. Threshold is a cool mechanic to play into with a deck like this, because we're going to be feeding it a lot. So we're going to come back to that. I think Malamet Veteran's a great card, 5/4 trample. If we have 4 permanents in our graveyard, which is the goal, every combat we're gonna, or whenever it attacks, we're gonna put a 1/1 counter on anything we want, and it's like it's a threat. So let's put Malamet Veteran in here. Malevolent Rumble. I like this card better than other ones. But the problem with these is that, like, you reveal the top and you're limited to that. I like cards like Grapple with the Past and Druidic Ritual more because you can just take whatever you want out of your yard. It's not necessarily the card. It's not linked to the cards that you're milling. So that's why I'm kind of like a little more cool with these. Masked Vandal is good because it's always going to have something to feed it, to exile. We've got Moldgraph Millipede, mill 3 cards, 1 creature card. Yeah, this thing can get huge. Moldgraph Millipede, emphasis on the mill. Mother Bear's a good one. So this is another card that activates out of our graveyard. Exile it to make 2 2/2 bear tokens. It's pretty good. Placid Rotten Tail is good. Cards that have like abilities that we can activate out of our graveyard are great. This one vigilance 1, so it's just like fodder. If we mill it, we can exile it to put 2/1 counters on a creature, which ain't nothing. I'm gonna play Rancor. Oh, I guess we don't really need to because our big threat already has trample. I do want to play these cards, Pulse Marasa and Reclaim. Again, like, these are just cards that get us anything we want out of our graveyard. Like, the thing is that we're milling a ton of cards. Like, these cards can very easily be milled and not be useful, but if we draw them, they're very good. Revive is another one. And Revive the Shire. Okay. So Revive the Shire, return a permanent from graveyard to your hand. Reclaim puts a card on top of our library from a graveyard. And Revive, return a green card from a graveyard to your hand. Pretty good stuff. Pulse Marasa, just rebuys a creature or land, gain 6, which is always relevant. Let's see. I got those here. Words of Wisdom, land or elf. If you can't draw, no thanks. Urlout Maverick, same thing as Blessed Rotten Tail, except it can like surveil. Whoops. Maverick. Salvage. No. Satyr, Wayfinder. Say its name is good enough. Again, like, this is a mill card that is a regrowth. Scare Tiller is good because we're going to be milling lands, and this can get those out of our yard. See's Desire is good. So these effects, there's a few of them. Prize Unicorn, Satan's Desire, Nat's Elite, Taunting Elf. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, down here. These like lore effects. So they're great if you have a giant thing that's just going to eat all their creatures. But also if everything blocks this, nothing is blocking any of this. So it's a great way to push damage in the late game. It's a great way to like wrath somebody's board if your Splinterfright is the requisite size. It's like a really flexible card. It just like breaks the game open when you need it to, and it makes your thing a little bit bigger. You know, just for good measure. It's a good card. Stoic Builder and Cartographer are interesting, but I don't know if I want them. Talons of Wildwood is another good like aura that we can get out of our graveyard. This one I like better than Rancor because Rancor doesn't come back if you mill it. This one does, and it gives 1/1 and trample. So, you know, we can put it on like Crawl Forgers or whatever. Better than Rancor in this deck. Tapping at the Window, I've talked a lot of crap about this templating so far. This one I like a little bit better because it has flashback. So we'll put tapping in here. Tapping at the Window. Undergo Scavenger. Much like Mulgrave Millipede, this one enters with counters equal to the number of creature cards in all graveyards. This one is better than Millipede because Millipede only counts your graveyard, but this one is definitely worth it. Undergrowth, Scavenger. Notably, a lot of the cards that we want in a deck like this are also good in Ghoultree. So keep that in mind. Vessel of Nascency is a great one. The added perk about this card is that it's an enchantment. So this is a 1-mana enchantment. Pay 2, sacrifice it, reveal the top 4. You can put an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land. So basically a permanent from among them into your hand, and then you mill the rest. This one's good because you can rebuy it with all of our things. Reclaim, you can get this back. It's recurable. That's why it's good. Frigospore Worm is sweet. When it enters, creature gets Vigilance and +X/+X or X number of creature cards in the graveyard. Yep, we're in for that. Frigospore Worm. Fine Weft. This card is not, the rate is not good enough, though the templating is good. Walk with the Ancestors. This is like a card that I actually really, really like. You don't see it a ton. I think a lot of people get turned off by the fact that it's so expensive. But if you look at it this way, right, like Revive the Shire, returns a permanent from the graveyard to your hand. Revive, 2 mana is like par for this effect. So we're paying essentially 3 mana. This is 5 minus the 2. We're paying 3 mana to discover 4. So, if we get a 4-drop, perfect. Otherwise, we're drawing a card. This card's sweet. It's, just electric card advantage. It's fun. Flipping cards like Discover, I have Discover and Cascade, I really like because they're just so much fun. You just flip cards off the deck. Who knows what happens, Who knows? Wildwood Escort. Again, like a Gravedigger, basically. And Wildwood Rebirth. Yeah, I want that one. I like this one because it's an instant, much like Reclaim. So if people are trying to exile things out of a graveyard, we can just kind of get them. Wildwood Rebirth is another one you don't see a lot, just because it's pretty limited. It doesn't get any permanent like Revive or Revive the Shire, but this will get any creature out of a graveyard, and we're a creature deck. So these are all the cards that I feel like I want to include right now that really care about the graveyard. Let's look for creatures that sacrifice themselves. Like you have my Elder and a bunch of there's tons of creatures that look for lands. Let's go back here. I want creatures. There we go. Boom. Okay. So let's see what we got here. None of these. Bloodbriar, depending on our density of things, we may play that. This just gains life. It's kind of boring. Caustic Caterpillar, there we go. The ones that provide some kind of interaction are great. Caustic Caterpillar, there's a Varmint as well that'll do that. Dawnshredder Elk, much like Diligent Farmhand, like Dawnshredder Elk, and there's a couple other cards that have the same kind of templating that we can sacrifice and search for land. Everyone should try it. No, let's get that in here now. Although we'll come up on it in a second, I assume. It's a 1 mana card. The Lyrists, Destroy Enchantments. Oh, Elf Replica. No, Sylvok Replica is better. I don't want to overload on these. Let's see. Gingerbird's interesting. What we'll play is... no, I don't want to play Bottle, no. No, we'll play Bottle Gnomes. No, we're not playing Bottle Gnomes. I'd rather play something else. Okay, anyway. Heart Warden, that's a good one. This thing ramps, and it also sacrifices to draw a card. This card's really great too. I play this in a lot of decks. It's really versatile. Kind of going through. Oh yeah, here's Neverwinter Dryad. Oshra Cultivator is another one. Sacrifices search for a basic land, and it's a 0/3. So it can block. Do some blocking. We're at 74 cards. We have plenty of room. Porkless Fine sacrifices itself to draw a card. That might be worth it. Sakura Tribe Elder. This is like a really interesting mix of cards here. It's like 3 decks that I've built in the past, like jammed together. Like, I love the graveyard stuff in mono green. It's a lot deeper than you might think. Spore Frog and Spring Bloom Druid. No, we don't want Spring Bloom. So it's Spore Frog we want. Spore Frog is good. Spring Bloom sacrifices land. Sylvok Replica instead of Elf Replica. So they're both 3 mana creatures. So it's a 1/3 that's sacrificed for 1 mana, whereas Elf Replica is sacrificed for 2 mana. It's a 2/2. This one is better, in my opinion. I like this one a lot better, at least. Because the value in it is just like having to leave like fewer mana open on like past your turn to activate it, basically. Wellfist Scarecrow's a new one that is probably worth it. Okay. Voracious Varmint. Another like Caustic Caterpillar. This one has a 2/2 with Vigilance. Wildfield Scarecrow gets us lands. And it says it's not legal, but believe me, it is. It's a common in Innistrad Remastered. Boom, right there, you see. And then, yeah, the Maya Elder. And we gotta get some land cyclers in here too. All right. I'm going to search for all the cycling creatures, just so if there, in case there's any that I find particularly compelling. But we're just going to get land cyclers, Elvish, Aberration. The benefit, like, I mean, these cards just kind of they punch above the weight class, honestly. Like, they feed our commander. They make us hit our land drops. If we need to, we can just cast big things. They just do so much in a deck like this. That's why, like, in my Ellen Harbury's Cloakwood Hermit deck, it's just all cycling creatures, all the land cyclers, just because, like, you can reanimate them. They feed you Cloakwood Hermit. They can be cast to just beat people to death. They're just they're just awesome. Crows and Tusker is a great one because it is another one of these little green divinations. If you look at it that way, the card's a lot more appealing. 3 mana to cycle it. When you cycle it, you search your library for a land, put it in your hand, so you draw a land, and then you draw a card off the cycle. It's not a channel. Nurturing Bristleback. We'll get to some like removal in a second, but I want to keep getting these creatures. Orchard Strider. These things also have like the side effect of just giving you a lot of resources, like not Orchard Spirit. Striders. Orchard Strider. So this one, when it enters, you get 2 food tokens. Generous End gives you a food token. I mean, this one gives you a 3/3 token, like a 3/3 creature. You just get tons of stuff. Charlotte's Outlander's a new one that I like a lot. Any of the ones, just because I mostly build land cycler, like put all my land cyclers into green decks. I want them to be able to trample because those decks are often, more often than not, about beating people to death. And Charlotte's Outlander is just a big trampler. That's exactly what I want. Just like Slavering Branch Snapper from Duskmourn. Love this card. We'll leave this one out because I'm playing Artifact lands. We play Timberland Ancient, Topiary Panther, big trampling creatures. So they also get the added benefit of just like, you know, providing other like threats. They're much like Brambleworm. Like, we don't want Splinterfright to be our only threat. It could be like our biggest threat, but we don't want it to be the only one. Did I already put Timberland Ancient in here? No. We'll put in the Warp Tusker. It cycles. It doesn't land cycle, but it cycles and makes an Eldrazi, so it kind of rams us. And it's 6/8 with reach, which is not the worst. This one is probably the only one I'm not going to play. This one kind of sucks. 6/6 for 7, just vanilla creature, 4 cycles. Less big on that one. So we got 39 creatures so far. Let's see if we can get in a couple more. Let me think. Let's look for adventure creatures. I know there's one at least that mills stuff. Oh, hold on. There we go. I should do it. Boom. No. There we go. Colossal Badger. Choose creature, mill 4, gets big. Yeah, we want that one. Colossal Badger. What other ones do we have? None of the other ones really explicitly play into what we're doing. I do love me a Dreadland Arm. We're going to play a bunch of protection spells. We got 41 creatures. Let's call it there. Let's get some protection spells in here. Tamiyo, Safekeeping. Guy's Gift. I could remember them all if I had enough time. Vines of Vastwood. It's just late and my brain doesn't work, so that one gives hexproof. Ranger's Guile. Oh, Sheltering Word. This one is doesn't often make the cut for protection spells because it's a 2-mana spell. Gives creature hexproof and gain life equal to its toughness. This thing's gonna have a lot of toughness. So let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. We've got oh, that's the one Avoid Fate. Counterspell. This is another one that's kind of weird. It's a little more expensive, but It's sick. Counters an instant or spell it targets permanent control. So like an Oblivion Ring, no, not Oblivion Ring, but like Prison of the Moon, or any kind of Doomblade will work just fine. I know I'm missing a protection spell in here. Let me find out what I'm missing. Instant. Hexproof. Stacy Bill. That's the one. That's enough, I think. And then we want to ram through. Alright, so we're going to want to cut some stuff to make room for maybe like 1 or 2 more protection or removal spells. So let me see what we want to do here. Probably cut Bishop Bloodline. Probably not good enough. Yeah, let's cut this. I talked it up, but I'm going to cut it. Because we have a lot of big trampling things. And we got the thing and other stuff. So we can put in 2 more spells. There's so many fight and bite spells. The low-hanging fruit is like bite down, that sort of thing. Let's just do damage equal to power. Let's see what this brings up. Maybe the combo attack. Yeah, we got all these. Horrific Assault, maybe. It's a sorcery, but who cares? None of the other ones are really gonna... Oh, you know what we'll do? No, never mind. I was gonna say Snake Umbra, but I don't really care. No, let's put a Snake Umbra in here. We don't need removal spells. Our removal spells play removal. Let's put a Snake Umbra in there. Because it's sick. And then we'll put in... doesn't matter, I guess. We'll do Cosmic Hunger, because this one can kill battles. So if anyone's rule zeroing a battle deck, you got them by the balls. Creature, Planeswalker, or battle. I kind of want to put 1 more of these bite spells in here, though. So let's see. 3. I like that card. Like this, like that, like that. Let's cut the big expensive one. No, I like the big expensive one. Let's cut that. And we'll play Master's Rebuke. There we go. So we just have like some obligatory removal spells. That's not really what this deck's about, so we'll just keep it to a minimum. This don't seem too bad. And I've got lands. Alright, let's get some lands actually. Oh, land. Oh boy, what have I done? Oh yeah, land. No land seal damage equal to their power. That's why. Okay. Not a lot of these are gonna matter a whole lot, but what we can do is get the good ones, like these that put counters on things. We have a lot of leeway because we're a monocolor deck. Let's put a Captivating Cave. We'll put a Cave Dictation. Because we also don't have like a ton of like double, or a lot of our spells aren't difficult to cast. We got a lot of land cyclers, so we can go like pretty heavy on these. We'll play Desert of the Indomitable. We'll play a Tranquil Thicket. We'll play Slippery Karst. We'll play Opal Palace. We'll play Suit Hall. And then we'll play Tokasia's Dig Site. When we have extra mana and we just want to surveil. This card's really good. I know a lot of people don't like it, but in monocolor deck where it's basically free, it just gives you a little more to do with your mana if you want to. You know, it's a land, so on its face, it's fine. Let's get rid of some lands. Okay, so we got 26. Let's refresh the page here. So we have 40 creatures, got some mill stuff, some rebuy stuff, some protection. A lot of cards that go into the graveyard. Okay, so this is decent. What else do we got? Gingerbread Cabin. probably should. Hunter Maze. Hunter Maze. You know what we could also do is... No, I'm not gonna get cute. Not gonna get too cute. I'm gonna keep that thought a secret from you. Okay, this is fine. Let's take this for a spin. We'll just deal another hand. Play test. So we got a lot of cyclers, and we got a farmer, and we got some land. So this is perfect. We're just gonna draw, and we're gonna go. We're just gonna play this out because we can play this on curve without it impacting what we're doing. So that's good. That's where you want to be with cards like this. All right, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna. We don't need a land cycle right now. Let's play. Just cast a Mother Bear. Just a 2/2, just hanging out. Now this turn what we can do is we can play this farmer. He mill 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. 2 creatures and a land. So we'll take the land. These can go here. And now we've got 2 creatures in our graveyard and more lands to play. So we got 4 now. Let's do this. We can cast 1, 2, 3. Play Splinterfright, which is a 2/2, and we'll cast our Rotten Tail. Let's say this thing dies. Whatever. We attack, they block, it dies. Cool. 3, 3. Upkeep, mill. This goes up to 4. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll keep track of all these guys over here. Let's go for 4 trample. And all of these. So we're gonna play this. Let's see. Let's cycle this. We'll draw a card and get a land. Actually, we don't get this because we search for land before we draw a card. Now I draw a card. More lands is fine. We'll attack for 5. If somebody blocks, like with a 5/5 to trade, let's say they do that, we'll just cycle this, make it 6/6, go get another land. That's like a cool trick you can do with these land cyclers, is just like pitch of an instant speed to pump our thing in combat. Alright. So we got 6 creatures in my yard. Crawl Forger is going to just like be a 4/4 ATB gain 6. Let's just cast this. Honestly, like, why not, right? Oh, and we mill 2 more cards. Big whiff, though. So we cast this, we attack for 6, boom, next turn, play another land, we can cast this, we can get more lands out of our deck, make this a 7, get another 2 more of these. Yeah, so you kind of see this thing just can get really big, boom, boom. Alright, we're going to restart. This hand is just as good. We're going to draw a card. We're going to play a forest. We're going to cast this guy. Next turn. Going to play forest. Nothing to do, so we attack. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Instead of... I want more cycling creatures. I don't like Rotten Tail that much, and I don't like that Maverick. Cycling. Alright. Let's cut a couple guys. I like these ones. I don't like... What is it? Rubble Belt Maverick. Plus Rotten Tail. These things that just... if we draw them, they're just like super bad. So... Is there anything else like that that I don't really care about? I love the thing there's a ramp. Yeah, that seems okay. Cut Mother Bear. Yeah, I think I overestimated my affinity for these cards that activate out of the graveyard if they don't have a way to put themselves in the graveyard. This one I'll keep because it's enormous, which is... So it's like good on its own, right? Like if we're playing Plastic Rod until we're just paying a 1/1 for 1, doesn't do anything. At least that thing is a beater. Okay. So let's see what kind of cyclers we got here. They're all really super expensive. I guess we'll play this one. Warrior Guardian, just to complete the royal trifecta here. Just get all of land cyclers. Man, it's weird that they're all like so expensive. Huh. Like Hippo is okay. Sandworm's better. We'll play the Sandworm. And then, yeah, we'll just play the Hippo too. Alright, let's try this. Boom. This is not great. But you know what? I have to play it. So we'll just draw for turn. Scared Tiller's not the worst. We're going to hold on to this desert this game just because we have enough lands that we can cycle it. We'll go next turn. Nothing to do. Yeah, we'll just pass, cycle this on end step. That's pretty good. And then we'll play this and we'll land cycle this. This turn 3 I haven't really done much, but that's okay. Hitting our land drops the next 2 turns. Next turn we can cast this because it needs to like have something in the graveyard to have any power toughness whatsoever. Alright, so we've got 4 mana. Maybe we'll just like kind of slow play it a little bit and we'll play out the Scare Tiller. That we can get this land back. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Now this is fine. We go to combat, we attack, we get this to the battlefield. We'll cast our Splinterfright, which is a 1/1, and then we have a protection spell for it should somebody want to kill it for some reason. Next turn, Slippery Karst gets milled, Forest gets milled. This card's not good right now. I guess we could play a land and just cast this though. Yeah, it's fine with me. I'm gonna attack, get a land back. Yeah. This is like obviously a pretty bad draw, but you know, whatever. This goes to the graveyard, this gets milled. Okay, so now we got another creature. So we got a 2/2. We'll draw for turn. Cultivator is good. We'll hold on to that to activate next turn. Yeah. We need more creatures. 41's not enough. We need more. Let's cut down on the protection spells. We'll keep only the ones that are like super good. Which I'll cut this. Vines of Vastwood is the best one. Timmy Safekeeping is great. Snakeskin Veil. And Range Spell, just like the 1 mana ones. We'll cut Remove Fate, Gaia's Gift. Gives us 3 more slots. It's not bad. Oh, and Sheltering Word. No, maybe we don't need Sheltering Word. Actually, what we'll do is we'll cut Snakeskin Veil and we'll put a Sheltering Word. That's fine. Let's cut we'll cut the Snake Umbra. We'll kind of play to our strengths here. Not to get too cute with it, because I just need more creatures. So we got 15, 18 non-creature spells. 4 more of them to 45 creatures. That's better. Alright, let's find some creatures. Some creatures that sacrifice themselves. Now I'm more inclined to play Brindleboar if we're looking for this kind of stuff. Centaur Herald's not bad. Proliferate, don't care. Some destroys enchantment. Options are a little thin. spores. Oh, Mere Scrapling, that's a great one. This card's like great in a lot of different ways. For a lot of different decks, I like it here too. Sacrifices for free, puts a 1/1 counter on a thing. You can like bump up this guy in combat by a significant amount, by 2 for the creature count and the 1/1 counter. That's pretty good. I'll play Portcullis Vine. We don't have like other defenders, but the thing about a card like this is that for what we're doing, it's actually quite effective. So it's a 1/3, it's a 0/3 for 1, so it blocks in combat, which is good. But the floor on this card is just like sacrifice itself, draw a card, which is good enough. I mean, that's where we're playing Heart Warden, right? We don't really have any other defenders to piggyback off of it, but we don't need any. It'll sacrifice itself, and that's really all I care about. This one, Root Greevel is interesting. Just roll enchantments. We're not playing very any enchantments that we really want to keep around. So play a Root Greevel. Maybe we don't right now. Maybe we don't. I changed my mind. Let me finish. There's got to be better ones. Tormod's Cryptkeeper's good. Graveyard Hate on a creature. I like this card in a lot of places as well. It's probably a little bit underplayed. Okay. Marker Beetles, sacrifice draw, yeah. And it has like an LTV effect. So that's fine, we'll do that. Marker Beetles. Yeah, when it's put in a graveyard, it gives your creature 1/1 till end of turn. Sacrifice draw card. So again, something to bump this thing up in combat. Alright, now up to 45 creatures. Let's try this. Boom, 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 playtest. We've got enough lands. We've got this, which is great with cyclers. Okay, this is a good hand. We'll keep this. Study Hall. Let's go like that. Alright, so Study Hall means that we don't need to like mill anything or have anything in the graveyard to cast our Splinterfright, which is good. That's like the only really like fail case here is when we have 3 mana and 0 creatures in the yard, because it's a 0/0. Alright, so we got that. We'll cast the Vessel. Just get that out there. Next turn. I don't need 2 green pips, so we'll just play this Study Hall. Oh no, this Study Hall, not Opal. I was thinking Opal Palace, but Study Hall doesn't do that. But everything I said applies to Opal Palace. So yeah, we'll just pass through, end of turn, we'll cycle this. Get a land. Boom. And then we'll untap and go return. So now we've got this. We can cast. Let's just cast the Crypt Keeper. You know what I'm going to do actually? I'm just going to cast the Splinterfright. Get on out there, buddy. Next turn we mill Elder, we mill Tusker. So it's 1, 2, 3 creatures. So is it 3/3? Now we can play this, and we'll cast Ambitious Dragonborn, and it comes to play with 6 counters. And then we'll go turn 4. Right on curve. Watch this. We play the Millipede. And now we mill 4 cards. Or 3 cards, sorry. 1, 2, 3. And then it gets 1 counter for each creature in the yard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, as you can see, we have curved out a little bit here. We got a 5/5 Splinterfright, got Ambitious Dragonborn, got Mulgrave Millipede. Pretty good. Then we go next turn. We mill this, we mill that, so I've got 6. Then we draw for turn, a desert. Let's play the land. We'll, I guess I have to use green to cycle. Cycle this, draw a card. That's pretty good. Get this out there. We haven't even like had to cash our Vessel yet. We've just got these like huge big things. Next turn, we mill this. We mill this for this. We get a token. We'll get a token on the first time, so that's done. And then we trigger this and we mill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, now we got an even bigger Splinterfright. You know what I kind of want? Is we'll... yeah, this is tricky. I kind of want to be able to like burst stuff into my yard. And this card's appealing. This card's appealing. Maybe I'll cut a land. We'll cut the Fengraph. And we'll put in Commune with the Gods. We kind of glanced over this one earlier. Just like mill 5 for 2 mana. Let's try that. But you can see like the deck definitely like works. This is a good one. We got a land cycler, we got something that sacrifices for lands, we got a ramp guy, we got you know, all the nuts and bolts in this utility piece. So we'll do this next turn. We'll cast Dawn Treader Elk. Next turn we'll cast the Scarecrow. This time we will... What's turn 4? I'm not going to cast this turn. So I've got a couple things I could do. I could like cash these things in to get a bunch of lands. I could cycle this to set this up. Notably, like either way, I'm setting up for Splinterfright next turn regardless. And then we can just like Talons on this. So maybe I want to set this up. So let's do this. We'll cycle this. We'll get a land. And then we'll also sacrifice this to get 2 more forests. And then we've got 1 creature, 2 creatures in the yard. Alright, next turn. That's a good card. Alright, now we can cast this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can sacrifice this on end step. Get another land. Battlefield tapped. Oop. And now, look at all the stuff we can do. Play land for turn. I'm going to cast Splinterfright. 3/3. We'll put the Talons on this. So it's a 7/7 Trampler. And then we'll just leave up the Tamiya Safekeeping. Next turn, we mill this and mill this, which is unfortunate. We'll cast this. We'll sacrifice this to draw a card. Got a land. I haven't played a land this turn. So do that, and we'll sacrifice, or we'll cast that. Next turn we mill this and mill that. Just all of our good cards. It's kind of unlucky. We'll, you know, blow something up, make this bigger. We'll cycle the Tusker, make a token, make this bigger. Notably, like if they kill this, we can always get this back and just make this one more power. Next turn, we mill this land and we mill this creature. Gets 1 bigger. Then we draw for turn. Yeah, maybe I can cut 1 more land because we have so many land cyclers. All right, it's 33. It's probably as low as I want to go, and then we will search. Reveal graveyard. I'm gonna put 1 more like Commune with the Gods type card in here. We'll get Malevolent Rumble. I like that one. Cash Grab's another good one too. Cash Grab notably is an instant. Maybe we'll cut Pulse, most expensive card. No, we'll cut Reclaim. We'll keep Pulse because Reclaim is good, but we don't have a lot of ways to just like draw off the top of our deck. So we'll keep Pulse and Rasa. The life gain here is good, but Cash Grab is another like mill 4. So we like that, and we'll play Malevolent Rumble, which is another like mill 4 kind of permanent. But again, like this one's limited to the cards that you mill. So is this one. So it's a little more limited, but you know they'll dump things in the graveyard. So I think that's kind of what I overlooked initially. Okay, So let's see, we got maybe like 10 minutes. Let's go to visual spoiler. We'll do some card printing work here. Look at this beautiful, beautiful. I sorted it by mana value. I don't mean to do that. I'm gonna sort it by type. Okay. Vicious Dragonborn, Brambleworm. We'll keep that. Caustic Caterpillar. The Origins one. Oh, we got the School Jumpstart one. We'll have that. Diligent Farmhand. There's a list printing of this, huh? That's interesting. Okay. What we'll do is I'm a fan of the classics. Where's the Scourge one? There we go. Greater Sandworm. Oh yeah, it was an Ikoria. Let's do the Ikoria one. That's a little more violent. You know, I'm more into that. Heart Warden. No list printing for me, please. Crimson Tusker. This card is, you know, famous for being printed like 20 times and never has new art. But I mean, why? What are you? I mean, why try and fix what ain't broken? You know. Let's see. Honestly, I really like this Sakura Tribe art. Oh, never mind. This one's the big winner. This white bordered Snake Man. I like this one too. Seder Wayfinder. Just like a workhorse card. This card is so good, and it's just good in a ton of places. Really great utility card. Can't recommend it highly enough. All right, what's the Secret Lair? Oh, the League of Legends Secret Lair. No thanks. Prophecy for me, please. I don't think there's much else. I do like this Yavimaya Elder art. I'm not ashamed to admit, but I do like yours Esni art. Wildwood Guardian, not the list. Please. Scourge, please. Okay. These ones, I don't think I have one. Revive is a Mercadian Masks card. For those of you who didn't know, we're going to do that one. See its name, Walk the Ancestors, blah, 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 blah. I don't like this art. I like the one with the Wishing Well. We'll do the retro frame from Innistrad Remastered. That's pretty cool. I'll have to pick up a couple of these. I play this card in a lot of decks, and I'd like to pick up a couple of those retro frame ones. That's always the one thing I like the best now that they're doing like all these remastered sets with like retro frame cards. When they extend it like that treatment down to the common slab for like these sorts of things, I'm a big fan of that. Big fan of that. Finds of Vastwood, Zendikar, please. Crawling Infestation. Yeah, there's a Crimson Vow uncommon. I guess. Oh, there's a double feature. We'll do that one. Double feature is cool. People hate on double feature a lot. I think it gets a lot more hate than it deserves. It's just not for everybody. Some cards look really bad with it, but I think this one looks actually pretty good. M19 the list. No, thank you. Just the regular one. Hour of Devastation. The Opal Palace I like is the one from Commander Masters. I just like the palette better. That's all. Slippery Karst. I know I've gone over this talk before with y'all. The beatdown in Battle Royale versus anthologies. You notice the anthologies one includes, has the lines of text here. Enters tapped, then add a mana, then cycle. However, I like this one where it says cycling, then tapped, then mana. We just do flip the script a little bit. I personally just think it's quirky. That's why I like it. Tranquil Thicket, no thank you. We're going to go all the way back down. I do like this Modern Horizons one quite a bit, but there's nothing like the original Onslaught. Beautiful, beautiful card. Okay. That's pretty easy. Let's take out, I got 5 minutes. We can do one more hand before we end up, before we call it a night. Playtest. Alright, so what we got? We got turn 1 play. We've got turn 2 mill or land cycle. Yeah, this hand's pretty great. Get this guy out there. Turn 2. Let's cash grab. So we mill 1, 2, 3, 4. We got a permanent. Let's get the marker beetles, and then this is in the yard along with these. Okay. Actually, you know what we'll do is we'll get the land wolves and the beetles in the yard. Okay, anyway, next turn. Turn 3. I'm gonna play this. Let's just get the Splinterfright out there. It's a 2/2. We've got a handful of cyclers and all kinds of stuff we can do. Next turn, we're gonna mill this Force, gonna mill this Dreadlenorm, go up to a 3/3. And now we're gonna play this land. And then we can go to combat. Like, oh, we're gonna block with your thing? Okay. Well, let's make him a little bit bigger. Get a land. Oh, what's that? You have a little combat trick? You want to make it a little bit even bigger? Okay, we'll sacrifice this. Get another land. Alright, now we have 5/5. That's cool. So mill that, mill that. This goes up to 6. And now we can play land for turn. Just got like this Call Forgers out there. Gain 6 life. Attack for 6. Next turn, play land. We put this on this. So now we have a 5/5 trampler. Oh, we mill this and this. So the card I draw is actually this. So it becomes a 7. This is pretty decent board state on turn 6. Just like a 7/7 trampler and a 5/5 trampler with like these two things waiting in the wings. So like next turn, for example, we play this tapped, and then we could just cast this. Actually, this would get milled, sorry. Mill this. Go up to 8/8. I keep forgetting the mill trigger. They're just drawing into beaters that we can cast, you know. So we, you know, cast this guy. Next turn, I guess we can't cast these. Or I guess this will get milled, sorry. 1, 2, okay, so 10/10. Draw Spore Frog. Sick. Cycle that. Draw. Make a token. This is like pretty good. I'm satisfied with this. We got a protection spell. We can cycle this on turn to draw a card. Oh, that's good. And the next turn we mill this and that, unfortunately, and we draw a card. Yeah, this is great. This is great. Because then what we do is, you know, we do this. Evolution Witness. We adapt it. Sacrifice the Eldrazi spawn or whatever. And then we can get any of these creatures back. We can draw any of these cards. I would like to draw this one. Alright, one last thing, and then I'm going to end the game here. Do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mulgraf Millipede. We mill 1. We mill 2. We mill 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 15, 15. We'll end it on the 15, 15. That's good enough for me. All right. So yeah, with the last couple minutes here, as you can see, we've got like a pretty cool, functional, like graveyard-based green deck. Obviously, it takes a little bit of setting up. Mill 2 cards is not the fastest way to ramp him up. That's why we have all these ways to kind of speed it along. Land cyclers, cards to sacrifice for value. These cards that just like put things in the graveyard. A lot of ways to kind of nudge it along. But overall, just like a really cool deck with a lot of really cool synergies that are fun to do, that just will beat your opponent to death with a giant elemental. Last thing, I guess, what I'll need to do is just change these. We'll get some Innistrad forests here. What are some spooky ones? Oh, these ones. Crimson Vow. You know what we'll do? I like this one. Look at this. I'm pointing at it on my screen. Look at that forest right there. That's a spooky forest for a spooky effing Splinterfright. Okay, so let's call it there. Thanks y'all for watching. You know what I never say when I do these is like and subscribe and leave a comment. I don't care if you do or not. It's just what you're supposed to say in a YouTube video, so that's what I'm going to do. Either way, I'll see y'all next week. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, as usual, but I'll figure it out, and then we'll do it. It seems to work out every time. So, without further ado, have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.